Ynys Môn, the island of Anglesey. For tourists, this is a holiday hotspot, but for 70,000 people, this place is home.
Don't wear a watch, it's Anglesey time.
With a mystical past and a breathtaking coastline, these islanders all share one thing: a special place.
It's the happiest place on earth.
And a sense of tradition.
250 years of history. We wouldn't be proud to be part of that.
We follow the lives of these islanders as they revisit the past.
Do you remember Bertie the barnacle goose?
Oh, yes, I'd forgotten about him.
And face up to the future.
We have to carry on. We have to carry on. My father expects me to carry on.
To discover why they're proud.
That's the big word, though. It's like Anglesey, like, you know.
To call Wales's largest island home. Taking time out is an important part of life for Druid Christopher Hughes. It's where he gets to connect with the island where he lives. For Chris, islanders by their very nature are a tough breed.
Doesn't matter where you go in the world, if you encounter island people, there's a similarity. I often wonder whether it's because islands have always been perceived as other. We've faced some hard times in the past, and we are still facing possibly some difficult times to come. But do you know, we will face them, because we're pretty tough.
"2,000 years ago, the Druids fought the Roman invasion of their island with their lives. Now these islanders are facing different challenges. With Anglesey's unemployment among the highest in North Wales, for some, it's getting and keeping a job now that's tough. But living apart for generations has its advantages. Anglesey, with its ancient past, secluded beaches and rolling countryside, has stood apart from the rest of Wales for centuries. It's only for the last 200 years that these bridges have allowed people to come and go. And that means that some of this hardy breed are used to sticking it out whatever comes their way. In the island's largest town, at Holyhead, Mandy Gaskin is making huge strides to turn her future around. She spent all her adult life in the town. Now, at the age of 48, she set her heart on getting her first proper job.
Hiya, good to see Lefty.
She's been gaining new skills through Communities First.
Hello, okay? Hello. Come through? Yep.
The area where Mandy lives in Holyhead is the most disadvantaged on the island, and among the 10% most disadvantaged areas in Wales.
Just check what we...
But Andrew Wright is helping her get onto the jobs market.
Last time you came in, last time I seen you, we applied for the patrol officer.
Yeah.
Did you hear anything off them?
No.
No. And then the other one was the care home.
No, never heard.
Didn't hear anything off them, okay.
I've applied for a few, but I've not heard.
The world of work has been far removed for this mum and grandmum, and maths is not her strong suit. So she's going to get some work experience.
Do you know Claire's, the shoe shop up the road?
Yes.
Yeah. Claire's, you'd actually be working in the shop, do a work placement in there. What we could be looking at then with jobs like Tesco and Asda and Morrison's, because you're a bit nervous at the minute about being on the tills, and with this 10-week programme, we could be looking at, right, okay, we'll get you that confidence.
The confidence a real income might bring could be a further step for Mandy in turning her life around, and a chance at a new beginning after a difficult time.
I used to drink about 3 bottles of Lambrini a day, litres. I don't know. I never used to do anything to me in the end, do you know what I mean?
Mandy was in care since the age of 7. Back in Holyhead at 16, she raised the first of her 3 children, and now she's fighting her battles. It's been over a year since she put a stop to a habit of drinking every day.
I ended up in hospital for 9 days. They didn't know I was going to live. My pancreas gone. So I'm on medication now for the rest of my life. I've got 3 tablets a day I've got to take to keep my pancreas, you know, going. And then when I ended up in hospital, it really frightened me. No. So
What did they tell you?
If I didn't stop drinking, I'd be dead. Yeah. Yeah, I've stopped it now. Determined. just get on with it. Don't try not to let the past get to me. Because if I did, it'd destroy me. Yeah.
Mandy's youngest child is still in school. He's determined to make something of his life and put his home on the map. John Gaskin, JJ for short, puts in the hours with a paper round, starting at 10 to 6 every morning. This Holyhead lad wants to fund a lifelong ambition to make it big in boxing.
Starting boxing and being bullied, stuff bringing me down, I decided to have a stop to it and do well for myself, just overcome everyone and everything. People saying that I can't do stuff motivated me to prove them wrong. Morning. How are you? You all right?
Yes, thank you. Love.
Good. I just want to make everyone proud of me and get a little recognition from where I come from, as it's quite a bit of a low-key place.
And he's already making his mark. He won the Welsh Novice Championships in 2014, but now JJ's aiming even higher.
Right to the top. Champion of the world in boxing.
But while JJ has dreams that may take him further afield than Anglesey, elsewhere, there's one islander in particular who clocks up the hours and the mileage to keep home close.
From coast to coast, Morn FM.
Like living two different lives, really. And what I do in Birmingham is totally different to what I do back here in Anglesey.
Elvin Jones travels up to 1,000 miles every other weekend, back to his home village of Llantrisant on the northwest of the island. The rest of the time, he teaches design and technology in Birmingham. For many young islanders, finding work here is not always easy.
I'm working in a school at the moment. It's an outstanding school, and they've given me opportunities that I wouldn't necessarily have got working back on Anglesey, and it's something I need to do. I'm able to build on my career, and I think that's what's important for me now at the age of 25. Hopefully in a few years' time I can really have a good think about where I want to end up.
And now that summer's here, coming home for Elvin is especially important.
I try to come back as often as I can because there's a lot of work to catch up on at home. My family at home, they're really good. They work very hard whilst I'm away, but it's good to come back.
Elvin's reason for making this long journey every fortnight is one that's very close to his heart, something he's been doing for as long as he can remember.
These are our pedigree Limousin cattle. Over the years, we've had a few successful shows.
The family have been showing cattle for 15 years, when Elvin's father bought the first of this pedigree stock. And with girlfriend Angharad, he now has an extra pair of hands to help. She's more used to showing sheep bred on the family farm in Bridgend, but is now getting used to cattle showing and to Anglesey.
It's definitely a lot slower pace of life compared to being down in South Wales, quite close to Cardiff. Whereas I live in a rural setting, but I'm about 20 minutes from, the city. So I've got kind of happy medium. I thought I lived rural, but it's nothing compared to Anglesey. We have a line in the middle of our road, so you can come both ways.
Oh, yeah.
But this trip is a special one. Elvin's returned for the annual Anglesey show. They need to do well here to establish their business, but even more so as it's a family tradition that's been part of Elvin's life since the age of 11.
I think once you start, it gets into the blood. It's hard to stop then, really. We always say, oh, we'll give it a miss next year, but something comes along and we have to show it. It'd be silly not to be nervous, I think. It's the same as any other competition. You work so hard, and the rest of the family work hard to get the cattle where they are now. At the end of the day, everyone wants to do well. We would like to win on our home ground, but I think we've got plenty of time for that, because we'll probably be back in Anglesey one day, won't we?
Wherever the future for Elvin, those who live here all year round get to enjoy an island of breathtaking beauty. 10 miles away from his farm is Holy Island, surrounded by some of Anglesey's most spectacular coastline. From the rocky outcrop of South Stack to the port of Holyhead, it has the island's largest population. One of whom is Mandy Gaskin. For Mandy, getting a job could be a chance of a new beginning. And today's her big day.
I'm going to finish my face and then I'm going to Claire's for work experience for the day. Shoe shop, so I'm quite looking forward to that. I think it'd be like, show me how to do the stock checks. You know, when the things come in and you're going to tick what's come in or whatever, and then she wants me to put them out. So, more experience to get them more. I get, you know, towards work. Yeah, I'm quite excited. Seeing the public.
She's never had a full-time job. This work experience on Holyhead High Street could help her stand on her own 2 feet if things work out.
Hello. My name's Mandy.
Hiya, Mandy.
Okay.
Are you all right, my darling?
I'm fine, thank you.
Right, go on through and put your coat away.
OK, thank you.
OK.
New T-shirts put on, so I don't feel left out.
Your new uniform?
My new uniform, excited. Here we are, feel ready now for work. Hi, what would you like me to do?
Right, sweetheart, let's go and get a couple of these and we'll fill them up.
OK.
Maths has never been Mandy's strong point.
Right, come on past me, sweetheart.
I've never used a till before.
Right, now's the chance.
But if she's going to get a job in the future, then she has to conquer her fears and get to grips with that till.
Press 1, total.
Where's total?
That one where you are there. That one? Right.
Oh.
No, hang on. I'll rectify that in a minute. So you're always going to count it back, OK?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
So 4, 5, 10, and your receipt.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I was panicking. Because I've never done that before.
With Mandy making strides to tackle her future, 15 miles away in Llangefni, another man is putting the past behind him. Nearly a year after a fire gutted part of his furniture shop, Mike Williams's refurb is nearly done. For him, bouncing back is an island thing.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And thank you for your business and thank you for trusting in mine. We are very resilient here on Anglesey. We're very resilient people. We've had to live without things and do things on our own without the, without the help of people from the mainland. They called Anglesey people in Welsh. They called them Hogia Medra, and that means I can do anything. The old Medra philosophy is in the majority of us still, if I may say so.
Being resourceful in order to get through has long been a part of life here, and that's meant making the most of what the place has to offer. This is an island of rolling countryside, farms and fertile fields. In the past, Anglesey's produce helped feed the rest of Wales, so this island became known as Môn Mam Cymru, the mother of Wales. Today, at the island's 129th annual agricultural show, there's no shortage of produce or livestock on display. At the cattle tent, 5 of Elvin's pedigree Limousin cattle are being prepared for the off.
just feeding now before we start showing, so we'll be showing now in, well, the next hour or so. So just making sure that the bellies are full before they go out. It's going to be a tough day, so we'll see how it goes.
But these aren't just any old cattle. They all have a name, and it's all for a purpose.
The bulls are going to go in first, so the older bulls, these two, limited edition and loose cannon. And then Legends going in then, and then it's going to be Ginny and then Lambrini to finish off with. It's important that you have a good name as well, because if you're successful, then a name does help. If you've got a catchy name, people will remember it. Especially with the bulls, if you want to sell seedmen later on. I think it's very important that you've got a catchy name to go with it, because everyone's going to be talking about it if you're successful. You know?
Getting these cattle to be show-ready is all about putting on the slap.
It's good to have an animal that looks well, has nice, shiny coat, because if you've got an animal with a shiny coat, it means they're in a very good condition. So this is brown soap we put on the cattle in order for them to look a bit better when we present them. It just makes their hair stick out, so it makes them a couple of inches wider than they actually are. Tricks of the trade.
You can really make them look something special. But it is, as it says, it's soap. So the weather today is not promising the best weather. We have got a little bit of rain forecast. So we're hoping not too much, because if they're in the ring in pouring rain, then they will end up coming like a bit of a ball of froth. We use a nose clip when we're showing a beef animal. One is to have a little bit more control over the animal, but you don't want to pull on it too much. It's really to make them show their head off, keep them standing upright, gives them good posture, like a model basically. It's all like a beauty pageant.
While Angharad usually shows her Texel sheep, the world of showing cattle has one obvious difference.
There's a lot of power behind them. I mean, a full-grown bull is well over a ton for a limousine, so you don't really want that coming at you at any speed. I help him as much as I can. I come to every show with him, I'll dress every cow with him. But it's a massive part of our relationship, you know. I don't know, we say all the time, what would we do without them? You know, it's just our life, really.
Right, we're in 10 minutes.
For Elvin and Angharad, the pressure's on. Elsewhere, with a new refurbished shop back up and running, there's only one person now who needs to give a seal of approval.
Right, how are we doing, John? We got everything ready. Sandwiches.
Mike's mum, Phyllis, ran the shop with her late husband, David, for 52 years. All was well until a fire gutted the building last year.
Gyd i cyrraedd? O, mae hi di cyrraedd. Mae hi di cyrraedd, mam di cyrraedd. Yeah, anyway, happy birthday. Oh. Okay.
This surprise birthday party will mean that she can give the thumbs up to the new look.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear mother. Happy birthday to you. Hey! Hey! Happy birthday, chi nog?
Ja, toch, dat is wel toch. Wat een surprise, hè?
Na chi, chi stel lawr, helpu chi ni fwyd fan'na, dyn ni cael bach o lwcosed i chi fan'na. Na chi?
Lwcosed, ia.
Oes sad. Da ni, wei. Na chi? Na fo. Penblwydd hapus, happy birthday.
Na chdi? Thank you.
And now, with brand new stock and a refurbished shop, for Phyllis, it's time for the inspection.
Wel, mae pethau'n dechrau'n dod i siap.
Yndi, mae'n dod yn neis, yndi.
Dych yn neis. Na fo, loch. A wedyn...
Yndi, mae'n ddew.
She might not run the place now, but Phyllis is still the boss. Sticking it out is something she instilled in her son. Hard work is part of the family genes.
Because I hate spoiled children. And since I only had one, I was afraid that, you know. But luckily, he hasn't been spoiled. he wasn't allowed to sit and watch telly. He had to do something.
Sticking it out and staying power has helped Mike get back on track.
From coast to coast, Morn FM.
Mandy already striving to make a difference to her life on the jobs front, son JJ's just as determined to secure a bright future as champion of the world.
Why think so big?
Why not? If you don't aim high enough, then what are you going to achieve?
Coach Scott doesn't think JJ's aiming too high to be champion of the world.
I'm sure he will be, and I'm sure he'll remind me that he told me that as well. At being 12, 13.
You work on the bag as well, mate. Work around the bag as well. Nice and sharp.
When I first met JJ about 5 years ago, he come in, he had all the emotional issues of a 12, 13-year-old lad. And it was about channeling him, you know, and we coached him, and within the season or so, he achieved the Novice World Championships down in Cardiff, which is a really good honour to have at his age. And since then he's been progressing, he's been sort of toning up on his skills and stuff. But what we also have seen is a development of JJ's character as a whole. He's really come on as a young, mature adult. He's really, really achieving his goals as it is now.
And the future, according to JJ's coach Terry, is what he makes it.
So all it is just a little step back, combination, step back, number of back foot moves first. Yeah?
I've been telling all the lads over the last few weeks, 2 years' time in the Commonwealth Games, they'll win the Welsh Championships, they'll go into the GB squad, and then the GB Championships, and then, you know, the world's our oyster then. You can have people that have dreams and no talent, but JJ's not one of them. Like you say, you can go all the way.
They know that his mum is obviously in a similar situation. They're really aiming high, and together I'm sure they'll achieve it, you know.
JJ wants to make a difference, and Mum Mandy putting the past behind her is what's inspired him.
Of course, we've both had quite rough pasts, so for her to get where she is now and for her to see how I'm coming up, and she's been the best one that I could have asked for, and I'm going to return the favour by going all the way to the top.
Over at Claire's shoe shop, Mandy's starting to settle in on her very first day of work experience.
What size are we looking at?
She's having more than a go. She's out to impress.
Now I'll set you a challenge. If you can do this one, you can have my job.
Okay.
Back room and find me a pair of them, please.
Very back room?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nice to be able to give somebody a bit of a chance. We all need to have a go, don't we?
Found it straight.
I finished tonight, okay? It's all yours. Did you find that easy?
Yeah.
For Mandy, this first go at work has given her a new lease of life.
There's nothing worse than having mixed hangers, so the shoes, one's going up.
Good journey of learning, yeah. Hopefully it's not over yet, like, but I've really enjoyed doing all these courses and stuff because I've learned a hell of a lot more, you know, to put me forward towards my work, yeah. So hopefully, yes, the future's looking brighter. So I'm quite happy to stay here. Oh, I'd love it. Love it. It'd be my ideal job.
Ik wil dan ook maar hier werken maar nog. Dat put je handen maar. Oké, ze hebben dat die schema carrière guys. Oké, lach.
For Mike Williams, the future's also looking brighter. The business, started by his father 60 years ago, has survived after a difficult time.
Yn had nhw sy'n camol hyn, drwy fe'i lun o, ond i alw hyn yn Flynn bach, Flynn Cymraeg.
Ie. Ie.
I think today, if he was around, he'd see what we've done, and we've carried on through all this terrible disaster. It's too much of our lives involved here, just to close the door and switch off.
In the Anglesey show, the rain's kept off, and there are no frothing cattle, only rosettes. Of Elvin's 5 pedigrees, 3 have already clocked up a 3rd and 4th place, and a very close runner-up. Now, with only 2 to go, it's legends time in the show ring. It's 2nd place. No winner yet, but with shows like these providing a shop window for his stock, all awards mean recognition.
Rosettes, that's the main thing, isn't it? Yes, very pleased. Second to another good bull, so yeah, that's all right. Both bulls were very similar. He said there was nothing between them really. It's just a shame I got the blue card and my friend here got the red card.
And last but not least, Lambrini, the oldest of them all, trumps the day by claiming that winning rosette.
Tristan Lambrini. She's not our best, but I'm very pleased. Everyone's gone home with a ticket, so that's the main thing.
This family business has had another successful run, this time on home ground.
Long 2 days, tired.
Tired, want to go home now.
Yeah.
Keeping a connection with Anglesey and keeping a career has meant clocking up those miles for Elvin. But for now, that's the way it's going to stay.
Yes, I'm happy with the way things are at the moment. Stay in Birmingham, it's a really good job there for me, good opportunities. So I'm going to stay there, come home at the weekends, go and see Harrod maybe.
Maybe.
She's lucky. And yeah. And Harrod wants to stay in Bridgend, I want to stay in Anglesey, so we might buy a house halfway. Yeah, halfway house.
That's the only thing with farming, you have a big commitment at your home. So it's, we'll see.
We'll see.
Elsewhere too, for Anglesey locals, it's all about getting on with life. The qualities that help them embrace the future are part of the island they live on.
I'm quite proud of being resilient. And if we don't like the world we live in, then change it. Change it. I love this life and I love where I live. And that brings me a lot of joy and hope.
And previous episodes of Anglesey Island Life are available on BBC iPlayer. Next tonight here on BBC One Wales after the news summary, EastEnders.